After Zarude surprised everyone last week, getting us our second win, your LA Wakers are back, and this time we're taking on the OGalbina. His team's pretty insane with both Dialga and Fluttermane. He also has two of my favorite draft Pokemon in Crocodile and Quaquaval, with defensive pivots in Baton Pass Shaman, Fezandipity, and Rotom Heat. Offensively, his Ogerpon can be annoying with its IV Cudgels and knockoffs, and his Terra Captain is one of the most unpredictable Pokemon in Mew. So this week we're taking Smeargle off the bench because I wanted to bring Sticky Web versus my opponent, with a Focus Sash to ensure I can get them up. My tech to stopping Quaquaval from going for Rapid Spin is Silk Trap, which is a protect that will lower the speed of the opponent on contact, allowing me to explode and block that Rapid Spin. My last move is Topsy Turvy, just in case I fight a Dragon Dance or a Nasty Plot Mew, allowing me to flip its stats. Modest Mewtwo is also really strong in this game, as I don't need a Timid Nature to outspeed Ogerpon and threaten it with both Psy Strike or Aura Sphere. Aura Sphere also allows me to 2-KO Dialga and Crocodile, while Shadow Ball lets me hit Mew prior to Terastallization. Taunt is there to stop Setup or Thunder Wave, and I went with a Kasib Berry to live a Shadow Ball from Fluttermane. Next up, we have my Assault Vest Enamorous. That's EV to be faster than a max speed Mew, but can also eat a Choice Specs Moonblast from Fluttermane after Stealth Rock. With Contrary plus Sewer Power, I'm raising my attack and defense, also giving me a means to hit Rotom Heat and Dialga. Play Rough is my main form of stab, but Iron Head gives me a move to knock out Fluttermane from full HP. My last move, Facade, just in case Mew or Rotom Heat go for Will-O-Wisp. Because Dialga's dual stabs are a threat, I went with Assault Vest Iron Crown next. With enough speed for max speed Crocodile, I can threaten it with both Tachyon Cutter, or I could Volt Switch out versus the majority of the team. Focus Blast allows me to hit Dialga for a 2-hit KO, and Psychic Noise just gives me a way of stopping Leftovers recovery. My Terra Captain Zarude comes this week with Terra Steel, allowing me to tank Moonblast from Fluttermane, but also Dialga's dual stab. I'm running a Lumberry for both Will-O-Wisp or Thunder Wave, and a Swords Dance boosted low kick can knock out Dialga. Knockoff gives me a strong move for Rotom Heat and Fluttermane, and Petal Blizzard is a 100% accurate way of knocking out Quaquaval. My last Pokemon is Clear Amulet, Dragon Dance, Gouging Fire, to ignore Intimidate from Crocodile. My HP EVs allow me to live 2 Moonblasts from unboosted Fluttermane, and threaten it with Heat Crash. Heat Crash actually hits the majority of my opponent's team for 120 base power, except for Dialga, which I have Raging Fury for. My last move is Breaking Swipe, which allows me to take an IV Cudgel from Ogerpon after Stealth Rock, while breaking their sturdy. As always, Gouging Fire does have potential to sweep in this game, but I usually like to use it as a 1-for-1 trader. So that's my team for week 3 of the BBL Pokemon Draft League. If you're enjoying the Draft League content, let me know, consider leaving a like and subscribing, as I upload these every single Sunday and I upload competitive Pokemon every single day. Also check out Owen. Not only is he a good friend who always helps me out in mocks, but he uploads all around great Draft League content. Of course, I also want to give a big shout out to Tony Flygon, Vepsis, Tone, and the Loyal Bandito for all the help this week, as well as Gentleman Thomas for the Dialga image, and Pedro for all the awesome editing. I've held you up long enough, so let's get right into the battle. All right, here we are with week 3 of the BBL Pokemon Draft League. We are taking on Owen, who is currently the owner of the BBL, I believe, or co-owner of the BBL. Very scary team, lots of threats. If you do enjoy the Draft League content, make sure you let me know. Consider leaving a like, consider subbing to the channel, as I am on my way to 500,000 subs. My opponent does not have a ground type. We love Carlos as a lead. We are just going to Volt Switch or Tachyon Cutter, basically everything. Smeargle's amazing, so I assume he's going to want to lead off with something to deal with Smeargle. But yeah, also go ahead and sub to my boy Owen. Great content, great Draft League content, great player as well. I know he's fresh off a win last week too, so I know he really wants this win versus me as well. He also helps me a lot during draft. Obviously, we couldn't help each other this week because we were playing each other. I wouldn't have minded his help to know his team prior, but it is what it is. No ground type, no Crocodile, so that's pretty cool. The Rotom plus Quaquaval combo, I assume he has to lead off with something that is solid into my... I was going to say solid into my... what's the mon called? Solid into Smeargle. But he ends up leading off with Rotom. Not too big of a deal. I think I do actually just want to get Chip on this guy. I think I definitely just want to get Chip on this guy. We can figure out a little bit of information about the Rotom. If he opts to go for Volt Switch, I'm in a decent spot anyway. Overheat's not going to kill me, and Volt Switch isn't going to do a lot. And Psychic Noise does a good chunk for +2 Zarude. So we're going right for the Psychic Noise here. This could be dual screens. We'll find out. He is definitely physically defensive, just based on that damage. Maybe he goes for the... yep, there's the dual screens. Kind of anticipated. Gonna go for the Volt Switch here. Let's get my Chip. Let me see, Light Screen. Light Screen. Do I have Brick Break on my team or Psychic Fangs? Not this time. He might Volt Switch here too, to be honest, but Gouging Fire is still a giant problem for him. Dialga, I think, is one of the bigger threats. To be like, Dialga is a huge threat. So, but if I can force it to pick up a KO on me, I can find a win, I think. And this damage is really going to be good for my Enamorous endgame. I would rather go Victor Black now. Dragon Dance up, even if he Thunder Waves me, that's fine. He does Volt Switch. I do live Ogerpon's hit, though. Ogerpon cannot KO me. Ogerpon, Cornerstone. The max you could do to me. Actually, does have a shot at KOing. I don't want him Swords Dancing, so I'm gonna go for the Dragon Dance here. Because he does Swords Dance, exactly. Because he does opt to Swords Dance, I'm gonna go for the DD. He only got up a Light Screen, so no Reflect. No Reflect at all. He'll only be +1 after. I definitely go for the Heat Crash. Yeah, I have to bring him down to his Sash or to his Sturdy. No, I have to bring him down to Sturdy. I would not have lived the +1 even after my hit, so yeah, Ghost Sprite for Ivy Cudgel knocks me out. Makes sense. Cool. So he takes me out there. But we have that Mon down to its Sturdy, which is amazing. With Light Screen up, I still think I go U. Yeah, Mewtwo for sure is it's my only faster Mon, right? So I obviously always go Mewtwo. Always. Mewtwo into Flutter. Because we basically want the entire team slow. So Side Strike, and of course, if we have the Light Screen up, Side Strike to 60 to 71, which is not bad damage. I can afford to go for Shadow Ball here just in case he wants to save this and go Mew. All right, Ogerpon goes down. Beautiful. I'll take it. Gouging 5. Basically, Ogerpon is like the main thing that stops my gouge. So we want to be aware of that. And I still do have a bunch of threats after. So there's Mew. Annoying Mon. Gonna taunt it. That way it can't do anything. Again, if we can get up our webs in this game, I feel good. This is Dark type Mew. So it's probably Swords Dance and all that stuff too. I have to taunt it. If it's Weakness Policy, that's fine. Goes right for Dragon Dance, exactly. It definitely has knockoff. Okay. Shadow Ball on the Weakness Policy. How much does he have? Yeah, we have to Shadow Ball this. It's okay if it terrestrializing is actually better for me. Because now it is weak to my Enamorous. It is very weak to Enamorous. So I'm okay with this. Yeah, so my Shadow Ball chip, he Terras. No big deal. There's a knockoff. Yep. Cool. Obviously, I am a Mew. I don't care about that. Light Screen still has a few turns left. I might have Leech Life. I'm going to go for Aura Sphere here. I need my chip. I definitely need my chip. Again, Enamorous is super good in this game. Very, very good in this game. So Mew being weak to superpower and it being free is nice. Fluttermane comes out. Great play. I'm assuming. Yep. Great play. Great play going Flutter. Beautiful play. Okay. And now he just Moonblast here for free. I'm going to get my Side Strike off as he knocks me out. He does use his booster, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, there's a Moonblast, knocks me out. We can go Smeargle now and get up our Sticky Web. Is that better than I think? I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna go Smeargle and get my webs. Because if they go Quackable, I can Silk Trap after, and then kind of go from there. So we're gonna go for Sticky Web. Let's see. We definitely want Sticky Web, and then we want to go for Topsy Turvy. Again, if they go Quackable, he might try and go hard for the Rapid Spin, which makes sense. It's not a bad play to go right to him on. He could also fear Spore, but that doesn't really matter, because if he subs, I'm good. I'm assuming it's going to be Quackable that comes out. He doesn't need the speed boost anymore, so... Yeah, it goes right for Moonblast. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So we get up webs. And now we just go for... I think we just go for Explosion. Always. Explosion always, right? Whether he combines or not, this is my play. If he randomly switches to Quackable, I'm in a good spot. He might not want to switch out because of the fact that he already uses booster. Exactly. All right. So, that's fine. Good job. You did your thing. You did exactly what I needed you to do. Okay. And now, we go Carlos, and we Tachyon Cutter, always. Carlos and Tachyon Cutter, always. We do live every attack they go for. Yeah, Shadow Ball doesn't do anything. Beautiful. So we knock out Flutter here. Yeah, there's a nice little boost. Get that whole threat out of there. All right. Flutter's going. And now it kind of comes down to Rotom, I think. I think it comes down to Rotom. There's Quackable. Is it going to spin on me? Does it tank 2 Psychic Noises? I mean, Psychic Noise is for sure my play. It does have the berry, but I think that's okay because the second one does KO. So even if they spin, I think we're all right. Yeah, he goes right for Rapid Spin. But I mean, we're faster, and the next one does KO, so I'm in a good spot. Yeah, we always Psychic Noise here. There's a Jet. There we go. All right, Quackable's gone. I have to Focus Blast into Mew. But that might activate Weakness Policy, right? So, it's going to be close. It's definitely going to be close. I think it definitely gets close. Let's see. Because if he screens... Oh, I wish the Silk Trap stuff worked, man. This is the Rotom, right? This is the Rotom. That makes sense. Volt. I think I Volt. Always. I think I have to. I think I need to keep the sack. Oh, that's that crit? That might be a big crit. Hold up. That might be a big crit because they're going to go... they have to set up a light screen because of an Am. Like, you have to set up a light screen because of an Amorous. Yep. Rotom Heat. 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Oh. Hold up. That could be bad. Yeah, that crit is actually... I mean, the Voltage crit means this is guaranteed KO'd. So, this is really, really bad. That's really bad. Uh-oh. Because the light screen doesn't matter, right? All I have is physical attackers left. The light screen doesn't matter. Tell them that your time's up. Let them know. Dialga. Flash Cannon. Never kills. And +1. 90 to 1. Oh, this does a lot. This does a lot. Scarf Flash Cannon never kills. Bro, he crit me back. Oh my God. Okay. Well. Oh my God, dude. I guess I deserve that crit. That was a huge crit back too. Damn. We Swords Dance here always. That was a huge crit back. Oh man, that's gonna be close. Now it's gonna be real close. So the thing about Mew is that Zarude +2. I changed it from Power Whip. So I actually don't kill at +2. I changed it from Whip, so I actually don't kill with Petal Blizzard. I believe at +2. I mean, I got the crit on Rotom, to be fair, right? So if it was Scarf Dialga, it would be the same situation. Though if he's not, like, special attack invested, it also makes a difference. How much does that do? I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Yeah, I'm Petal Blizzard over Power Whip, so he lives this. Yeah, exactly. He goes for Earthquake. It's going to come down to... It literally came down to me being Power Whip versus Petal Blizzard, and that was a last-minute change. It came down to Power Whip versus Petal Blizzard, and that was literally a last-minute change. Damn. Or like Roselli Berry. Ooh. Good game, Owen. Very good game. Yeah, the last-minute change did it. But Power Whip also could have missed. That was a roll on me anyway, but... Tell him that your time's up. What, this... Dialga. Draco on Terra Steel. Yeah, fire move kills me always. And he's flamethrower too. Yep. Ah, okay. Good game, Owen. Definitely a good game. I mean, I got a crit on Volt Switch, which made the roll, like, severe. It made it from going from a roll on Rotom to not going from a roll on Rotom. So it was a really, it was a good one. I was Assault Vest and Amorous again, so I did live Flash Cannon. But it would come down to the roll as well versus that Mon too. But yeah, good game, Owen. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like. I'll hit him up for the interview. And yeah, we're 2-1 now going into the season. We got a bunch more games left. If you guys are enjoying the draft, let me know. I'll hit him up for an interview, and that'll be it. Peace, guys. All right, we're here with the post-game interview with Owen. Say hi to the people, bro.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Good games, man.
Yeah, close as hell. So the Petal Blizzard was a roll versus Mew, but it was still, as I mentioned, like I changed Power Whip literally right before just because I never clicked it. I was like, I don't want to miss, but I'm sad that I didn't end up. I love this Quackable set, by the way. I'm sad that I didn't end up clicking it, man.
No, that's totally fair. I had something like that in a mock, and I got talked out of changing it. So I was Power Gem 4th on what do you call it, Flutter for the longest time. And then I realized I was like, okay, Mystical Fire is a lot better into Steel Zarude, but like I get a little bit more damage on gouging, and there's some rolls that are super nice when I'm Calm Minded up. And then I took it off, and I got smoked by gouging in the next game, and I was like, oh shit, maybe I go back. And I ended up getting talked there, like, no, it doesn't come up a lot. Don't change it.
Does it even do that much more?
There were some rolls at +2 in particular that like it gave me an Oko more offensive sets.
Okay.
But it was one of those things where it was like, that's way too niche, not coming up.
Yeah, who the hell were you mocking that let you get
don't
+2?
Don't do that. It just happened to be the next mock. I got smoked by that one niche specific instance, but I also probably shouldn't let gouging, or I don't want to be in that position anyway. So, but yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I had dual screens were cool, but I was like, late screens, whatever. Like I just needed to, I needed to get a position with what's it called, an Amorous, because because gouging fire's whole role was either to beat the Ogre Pawn or bring it to a sturdy. Because I Dragon Dance up, I have Breaking Swipe, so I never die. I don't die to Ivy Cudgel anyway, but I have Breaking Swipe, and it has potential to obviously put in a lot of work, or at least force in Flutter, which actually doesn't always kill me after Breaking Swipe Ivy Cudgel.
Yeah, I was playing a ton of like really fat Spadef gouging. It's actually gross how well that mon takes like non-specs Flutter hits and things like that. It was pretty insane. No, gouging was something I was super worried about in general. I mean, you see the Quackball, it ended up coming up super clutch because I killed the gouging early, but the Pyapa was for gouging because there was I was doing well with the screens lead into the mocks. Yeah, Psychic Fangs was really difficult for me to deal with, especially one, breaking my screens, and two, I'm more of a defensive Quackball, but I'm not taking that hit very well at all. And at least in that instance, I could Encore lock you and either flip turn to punish the double, or get in Mew and get that DD in that way, even if screens aren't up. But it ended up putting me in a position because I killed gouging early. I was like, okay, I can spin when Crown comes in. I just have to sack my Flutter to the Crown. Or punish you, obviously, like volting out or something like that. Not that there was great switches into it anyways, and then get into that Quackball and, spin it away and things like that. So it ended up working out really clutch. I'm really glad I ended up bringing that set.
No, I like the set a lot. I like the Mew as well. The Dragon Dance knockoff triple axle Earthquake, I think it was really sick. I regret not clicking Aura Sphere on it with Mewtwo early, but I was like, I could force Terra. I live a knockoff anyway, and then go from there. But like the double to Flutterman was good, but it was also like risk free because light screen was up, so you would never die.
Yeah,
even if I did
clicking Psy Strike as the mid ground switch, I mean, I would have died, but like you're not clicking Psy Strike in that instance.
Light screen was up. Light screen was up. It doesn't kill you.
Oh yeah, it still does go through. So I mean, I live. I take about 60.
Yeah, literally 60. Yeah,
take a lot of damage, but I do live it. Yeah, it was the turn after that it ended. I remember because like, okay, I can't call mind here. This thing blows me up with the Psy Strike. But no, I figured either you do, make that read and just double attack or like Dark Pulse / Shadow Ball mid ground, but I eat it up. So I was pretty comfortable making that. And early on, I'm sure you can see in the team. Early on, I looked at your team and I was like, "Holy shit! There's a Mewtwo, and there's an Amorous, and there's all these guys."
Oh, the monster! Yeah.
I had no illusion of switching into anything. It says like the pace is BBL week 3 versus AIM offense. There was no other pace. We started with the offense idea. I was like, okay, this is the only way we're winning the game. So it was a stressful kind of game, playing that hyper offense. And you brought a really, really offensive build too, to where I wasn't even in a position to get up dual screens, but the light screen ended up coming up clutch too in a lot of instances and helped out a lot.
For sure. It helped with the Mewtwo specifically a lot. I was debating, because obviously the Volt Switch was a really good turn. I didn't really have much to pivot into it. Like I guess I could have technically went Mewtwo on the Volt Switch from there and then taunted something after to save Gallage for the end game. But I mean, my Gallage was also slower than your Dialga as well, which I kind of like. I only went faster than Ogerpon. I didn't really bother with it because again, its whole thing was I have clear Amulet as well because it's like, oh, we can crook whatever, find a position for Zarude to be able to win the end game. And then like initially I also had like Terra Blast on Zarude as well. But then I was like, who cares about
the 1 on?
Yeah, but that the mon just gets free. Yeah, it just gets free setup anyway. Like,
I mean, like Fez kind of checked an Amorous if you didn't have Superpower Iron Head or Zen Headbutt or something, but even then it doesn't, and it's just, oh man, I was actually looking at the board earlier today. I was like, damn, can I move this guy around a little bit or something? Because it does really good at checking like the one thing it needs to, but
it has to root.
It's hard to bring.
Yeah,
it's hard to bring.
It's hard to use. I agree completely. The Mon is okay.
Yeah, maybe, and especially maybe not such a punishing format, right? Where like that free turn can mean you lose. I mean, that's why I vaulted on the Rotom. I was like, okay, I got on my screen, but like I can't be greedy here. Like if gouging pivots in, I'm screwed. If this stays in, whatever, I get a slow volt off and I can get a Mew that way, right? So
yeah, and you had like triple axle and stuff like that too, which is really cool. Which would have actually dealt with. Well, I would have silk trapped on Mew, which is Spy Ops' signature move. So you hit it, and then it -1s your speed. So the idea was, I get up Sticky Web, Quackable comes in to spin, I Silk Trap, so you're -1, and then I explode, so you can't spin, and then I KO you with Mewtwo, since Mewtwo doesn't care about berries, obviously, on any mon.
Not at all, yeah. I mean, if you were like Life Orb, or even with pressure, I don't think Pyapa was saving you.
Probably died too.
He wasn't for him. I had someone in my server, they're like, why are you Pyapa for Mewtwo? I was like, it's not. Don't worry.
No, that's for the gouging fire, which is absolutely fair.
Gouge, yeah. So no, it was a really, really stressful matchup offensively and defensively. So it really just came down to those few little small details. Like again, not being power up. I said it in my commentary. I was like, yeah, I mean, if it's whip, shit, we lose if it's SD Trailblaze. That's kind of hard. I didn't think it was gonna be SD Trailblaze. I think the move slots were a little bit tough for that. I was like, damn, we still lose, right? Because then my what do you call it gets knocked. My Dialga gets
I switch,
knocked,
I knock, and then I CC.
And you get a focus blast and the game's over.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because I mean, actually, no, you don't even knock. You just low kick and you win.
Well,
right?
if I'm boosted, yeah, low kick just super wins.
Or yeah, so it just depends on like what those other moves are.
Yeah, I had CC originally on it too, but I was like, man, I don't want to lower my stats. So then I found low kick, which was cool. But like the trade-off was like bad into Mew, which I thought
if it was a Terra type, that was
I thought Steel was likely as well. So I was going back and forth between CC versus
low kick.
Yeah, versus low kick basically. But
knock does enough to steal to where you can just be like, oh okay, like I'll just knock twice.
Yeah, that's
especially
basically
like if a steal Mew is coming. I think like when I was initially drafting and I was kind of looking at everybody's Ubers, I think my initial idea was like, okay, maybe you like go like an steal Mew into like a Mewtwo or something like that to kind of like pivot around it and U-turn around and stuff like that. Also checks Enam. I was kind of looking at different matchups and then we got into it. And I was like, I'm not going to pretend to switch into this guy.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people kind of try and do it. And I mean, it might work once, but it's not a long-term answer.
No, exactly. And honestly, like even looking at your team, I was like, I could go like defensive route. I do have like some options that can do things here, but I figured just mix it up, go offense. Like an Amherst in general is just really strong into you. Just clicking Moonblast is very free into the build, which is why Rotom makes a lot of sense. Which is also why we ended up going like the more physically based. No,
that was a super cool tech, and again, max attack. I said it before we jumped on here, but I saw the superpower Oko, and I was like, oh, damn, that might be bad. I didn't get up the reflect at all. I'm not sure if I probably actually I don't know. I wonder if I did die to like a no attack superpower. My head calcs tell me no, but
so if I didn't,
it looks like I lived.
If I didn't crit with Volt Switch, superpower from Anamorous was a roll to KO you because of the Volt Switch crit on. To Rotom, it died, always. Always, because you were only max HP.
I was max HP, no defense. Yeah, exactly. I was just max HP.
So you always,
the rest wasn't
actually because you were max HP, it might actually be different because I was calcing versus Rotom Heat, max HP. Oh no, I was calcing versus the right one. Yeah, 37 to 44. Okay. So because of the Volt Switch crit, it was a roll. It wasn't a roll. It was 100%. Without it, it would be a roll, like a 50-50, I believe. Yeah,
that's another. Obviously, I missed the Dialga crit, and then what do you call it? I didn't even notice you could Volt Switch until just now. I was super in the zone there. I was like, okay, we take it, we reflect, we Volt out afterwards, we're good to go. I was also, and again, I was thinking, I was like, okay, Zaru can't come in. It doesn't want to take a fat overheat to the face or Wisp, because I also thought like a jungle healing set was going to be a little slow in this matchup.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like he's not gonna risk that. So it's Enam, maybe a healing wish out, but then I reflect up and Volt on the thing next turn. So the superpower killing, I was like, that makes the end game a lot less secured than I thought it was gonna be for sure.
I was also debating between like Topsy Turvy on Smeargle, Spore, a literal hazard, and everything, Rapid Spin, Mortal Spin, etc. It was tough. This guy is so cool, and I want to use it like a lot. I want to use like offensive ones, but a little bit harder. But
I was in my search. Shuckle gave me a mock for this, and he was like, I know he really wants to use the offensive Smeargle, but he can't bring that shit against you. And I was like, I know, I'm good. I mean, it could be really annoying as like this guy, but I was like, yeah, I'm not too worried about the pop bomb set this week in the Dialga Flutter.
It could have done it, okay? Don't hate.
Give him a what's the fun? Oh no, we banned that. Thank God. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I don't know if he could have done it. Maybe we get considerable GIF on Dialga, but
considerable. The considerable in question is 88%, but yes. Yeah.
And in the mock 2 with Shuckle, I hadn't really played into a lot of Smeargles, and I was like, yeah, like bring one. I want to make I think I have my path into it. If I saw Leered Smeargle, I was gonna Volt, Cornerstone, kill, find the spin position. Like that was kind of the idea. Because you can't lead Smeargle and be like a hazard stack offense with like a Terra Ghost like Zarude or Avalugg in the back.
Yeah. And I was like legitimately contemplating it because this set would have beaten that thought process because it would have just sticky web Silk Trap on Ogerpon and then explode to break.
No, the Silk Trap is really cool. Yeah, no, it's a really, really cool idea in that regard. But I was so I was like, okay, I'm lead, I'm good, and then it came out in the mid game, and I was like, damn it, like I was like, there's no way, right? And again, it makes sense too, especially if you kind of like understand that I don't really have like the liberty or the turns to set up hazards, but I was like, I've gone really hyper often, or I've gone really hazard stacky these first 2 games. I think he's gonna try and get him in early if it is coming at all. Yeah. And Chuck was like, I don't know, and it smoked me. And then I saw the Smeargle and it didn't lead. In my head, I was freaking out. I was like, God damn it! Like
It's definitely
a ceaseless
sash.
edge and a sticky web is gonna go up, and if I don't find that position to spin,
No,
sheesh.
it
Not
was
looking
definitely
good.
yeah, it was definitely that's why I was debating versus what's it called versus Fluttermane. Maybe instead of going out into Iron Crown, should I just go Enamorous now? But I was like, the Enamorous endgame looks so good, but so did
Oh,
Smeargle.
for
So
sure.
maybe I should have went Enamorous, kept Carlos at 100%, because Iron Crown doesn't care about like dude eats flamethrowers for breakfast, right? So maybe I should have done that
sure.
route, and I wouldn't have taken much from Moonblast anyway, like 50, maybe less. I don't remember the calc off the top of my head, but I was debating maybe that was a little bit better. I could have Iron Headed because that would have kept up my web for a little bit, because like even Rotom's Volt Switch doesn't kill me after Moonblast. So
Oh no, especially with the AV. Yeah.
exactly. So I'd be going for Sewer Power into that might have been actually the better path. Just Iron Head immediately, knock it out, and then just Sewer Power Rotom when it comes out. Because if you Volt, I'm good. If you get up a Reflect, at least I get a couple hits on you before you get to spin. If you try to spin or I hit in the Mew. But I was also worried about weakness policy Mew, which is why I didn't hit it after I taunted.
That's also totally fair. Yeah, especially when you see screens.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like I'd run
and I
weakness
tear
policy
into a
for
typing
sure.
like Dark that has a lot of super effective like kind of coverage at least on your offense. Obviously, like you had double fairy in that regard, but like Crown's hitting it with Focus Blast and things like that, and especially if screens are up, a lot of these hits are bouncing, right? I was Roselli just because of the double fairy, and I played a lot of Scarf Enams too. And obviously I DD up if screens aren't up. I can live from pretty darn healthy a Scarf Moonblast.
Yeah, easily.
And either get a second DD or break through, or I was playing a lot of defensive Primarinas, and getting chip on those guys was really nice for the rest of the
Fluttermane
team as
endgame
well.
and
Like if
Dialga endgame,
if I get up like I think it's +1 to a KO's +1 Earthquake to a KO's max HP, and if you're Fizz Def, I mean, then my Flutter's fine anyways. But I can kind of DD again, EQ for like 60% and put myself
Yeah, it
in a
makes
good spot
sense.
there,
I mean,
so.
in that case, you just have to play Ogerpon a little bit different. You can't.
In most games, Ogre was actually kind of that end game option. I played a lot of Steel Zaruds, but like with a Reflect up, there was positions where like Zarud would come in after I picked a KO at +2, and I would like SD again, Trailblaze, and then at like +4, like Cudgel and Power Up O-Code like almost everything. I really regret not being knockoff with the team you brought to. I had Whip just for the Oko on Prim, and because +2 Whip Oko's most Gliscores scores. I think you have to be like max Fizz Def to live it. So I like those rolls a little bit better. I was walled by the crown technically, but like +2 power up does like
Does a lot.
90.
It
Or
does-
not
it-
90, like 60, 70 or something
It
like that.
does a lot
does
to Crown
ton.
for sure. Yeah.
So if you take any hit, power up, Trailblaze, we're kind of in the
no,
same
legit,
spot.
yeah, legit. It makes perfect sense. No, I really like that the thought process behind that. I also really I like the Quackable a lot. Like the just the move set. Like okay, this Quackable is gonna get set up on by everything. Let me encore stuff to make sure I stop it.
It was there literally for one, don't lose to gouging, because not a fun gouging matchup at all when your water is Quackable. Not to necessarily like stop it, but just to stop it from beating me the first time it comes in. And especially like if you're running a team like this, I can't function if Sticky Web and Spikes. And
No,
things like that
it
are
was
out.
a really strong call. I really like that into it. And again, I'm only like thinking, okay, what could I have done better? I think it's just going Enamorous first on the Mon, and then using Enamorous to weaken basically everything for Crown. Because I knew that Crown didn't Oko Quackable, but I was like, spin doesn't matter too much unless it's Scarf Dialga, which it obviously ended up being Scarf Dialga, which made it a lot harder there. And then that would have been just like the only difference I would have made. So it was a really good game, dude. I really enjoyed it. And
those hyper offense games are always a ton of fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
very
fast.
fun.
I mean, the video is like 15 minutes. Like,
Yeah, it's
fast as
unfortunate.
hell, and you mess up once, it's wraps. Like, it's not good for either side. If you
my
kind of
biggest regret
misposition.
still was the mess up on like don't change, like just go on my gut. I had Power Whip for the whole.
It's like
for everything.
it's like taking a test and going back and changing half your answers afterwards, and then you fail, and you're like, oh shit. Like, if I was good afterwards, you kind of go with the gut, and you wanted it for a reason initially, right? So
exactly.
Sense.
But either way, it was a good game. I look forward to the rest of your games. I look forward to having my testing partner back as well. I didn't have you or Amel this week because Amel had 2 games back to back. So
he's playing 3 and 4 right away. He told me that too. I was like, "Are you helping Joey this week?" Because I didn't really get like a ton of help. I think he gave me a mock, but he looked at my build for me when we were in call. I was like, "I don't want to share if you're helping," because I was like talking about the team in call. He's like, "Hell no, I'm not. I'm way too busy."
Yeah, he didn't have any time. I mean, I built my team yesterday too, so it's not like I didn't have a lot of things.
Crazy time. Yeah,
to help
no, I
with
get
it.
you.
So, But guys, please check out Owen. A lot of great content on this channel. Check out his side as well. And yeah, I will continue to watch the remainder of the games, man. Good luck in the rest of the season.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, anytime. All right, we'll see you guys. Peace.